Hi, Ken. Thanks for meeting with me today. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Fantastic. Um, so the purpose of this meeting is to ask you to trial an assessment tool that I've developed for the unit SITX-FSA001 and use hygienic practices for food safety. Can I ask, have you trialed any assessment tools in the past or developed any yourself?
Yeah, both. Yep.
Excellent. I'm a bit of a newcomer to this area of training and assessment, so I'd really appreciate it if you could look over the tool for me and give me some feedback. That would be amazing. So the tool includes two assessment instruments. One is an observation instrument. So it's a checklist that I've developed basically to assess all of the practical competencies, and also some of the knowledge is in there as well, some of those knowledge-based competencies. And then the other instrument is a questionnaire. So it's a short answer test, basically, that the candidates will have to complete. But in particular, I'd like you to have a look at the instructions for both the assessor and the candidate, just to make sure that they're clear, that they make sense, that there's not much room for misunderstandings, and also just that they're easy to read. That would be excellent if you could do that. And also, just with the observation checklist in particular, if you could go through that and cross-check to the unit of competency itself, and just, make sure that everything's been ticked off on that list, and also that the list adheres to those SMART principles of being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. So that would be fantastic. This unit is actually a prerequisite for some of the other, for quite a few of the commercial cookery units. So it's quite important that I get this right. And as it's one of the first times I've actually developed an assessment tool, yeah, it'd be great if someone more experienced could have a look over for me. Okay. So at this point, can I just check in with you that I'm making sense and that you understand the requirements of the trial?
Yep. Yeah, I'm able to look over the two assessment instruments of the unit, and in particular check the instructions. Was it just the assessor instructions or both assessor and candidate instructions?
Both would be great, please. So yeah, just to see that they're really easy to understand. For example, I've kind of chunked it up a little bit, so it's just not one big block of words, particularly perhaps for the candidates. So it's very clear and easy to see what's being asked of them, what requirements they'll have to fulfill, and yeah, just that sort of thing, because I don't want there to be any misunderstandings and just room for that ambiguity to slip in, and then we don't have that reliability in the assessment tool anymore.
So
Yep.
examine the observation checklist and see if it fulfills SMART principles.
Yes, definitely. That was my one of the main things that I just really wanted to make sure I covered everything in the unit of competencies, and that they fulfill those SMART principles, so that it's very clear to both the assessor and the candidate, who is quite important that they know exactly what they're being assessed on. So I just want that to be very clear and straightforward, and align very closely to the unit competencies. So that'd be fantastic.
So just so we're clear, would you like me to provide written or verbal feedback?
Well, if while you're going through it, you can jot down some points on paper, that would be fantastic. And then I thought, if you've got time, I don't know what your schedule is looking like, but I need to have this to my manager in about 2 weeks. So I'm at that final stage now, but if, maybe if a week is long enough for you, and then we can get together and go through it together. And you can maybe email me those jot points that you've got down ahead of time, so I can look those over, and then I'll just have that little bit of time to go back through and change anything that needs to be changed.
No problems.
Yeah. So when would suit you? As I say, I know you are pretty busy with lots of things going on for another meeting.
I'll just slot you in. Next week is fine.
Yeah. Okay. About this same time. Shall we just do the same time? Is that easy?
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, well, that's great. I really appreciate you helping me out with this. As I say, it's not something that I have a lot of experience in, but I've been fairly careful looking through everything. So hopefully, there won't be too many areas that need to be clarified. So what I'll do is I'll email you the tool, and I'll also just email a link to that current unit of competency, the use hygienic practices for food safety. And then, yeah, if you can just start checking it over, and we'll get back together same time next week and go through it. That'd be fantastic.
No worries. All right, I'll see you there then.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much, Ken, and have a good evening. Thank
You
you.
too. Bye.